Welcome to the next lecture of Mechanics of Material. This is Salman, Assistant Professor, ISL College of Engineering. So, last class we have discussed a rectangular section which is subjected to one direct stress, and we have identified the stresses on oblique plane, which is nothing but a plane which is at an angle of theta degrees, either with reference to major axis and minor axis. So, we have identified sigma n and tau. So in this section we are discussing about stresses on an oblique section subjected to direct stresses, that is nothing but in the direction along x-axis and in the direction along y-axis. So first of all, let us consider this a rectangular section which is having a unit cross section. Unit cross section we have already discussed. Unit cross section is nothing but, so it is having a unit thickness inside the paper. You can consider normal to the surface, so like this. Okay, so like this, it is having a unit area which is having around 1 mm thickness. So now we are subjecting this area with an normal stresses which is sigma x and sigma y, and we have a plane section on which we have to subject a sigma x and sigma y and sigma y and sigma y in y axis and say y direction, and along x direction we have considered a plane BCRAB, which is making an angle theta with a horizontal. Now we are considering this triangle as a separate section where we are taking this A, B and C, whatever it may be. Okay, it's purely an assumption. You can take it anyway. There is no restriction in it. So what we have to do is, once we have done with this, we will try to apply. See this AB section. AB section is subjected to sigma load along x direction as a tensile force. Similarly, BC is acting along y axis, which is again a unit load. Again, this is also a unit section which is having unit cross section like this. So we can extend this, so you can assumption clearly. Okay, so now after doing this, we have to resolve the forces along the sigma n and tau axis. See, what is sigma n? Is nothing but the normal stress acting on oblique plane. Tau is nothing but the shear stress acting along the plane. So for resolving, let us see how we are going to resolve this. See this line, this AC line and this line, which are in the same parallel, and this are in the same direction, and this is horizontal, this is also horizontal. So obviously these two data will be same. Okay, you can consider that. So it will form a triangle which is similar to that. Then we can assume that this, if this is theta, obviously this is also theta. So this sigma x, I am resolving about this line, that is nothing but sigma x cos theta, since this is an adjacent side. So normal to this is nothing but a line which is parallel to this. So I am drawing this line here. So this is nothing but sigma x sin theta. Now see the what is the total angle here. This is theta. This is 90 degrees. So obviously this will be 90 minus theta. This will be 90 minus theta. Try to analyze very clearly. I am trying to explain you very properly. So this is theta. This is 90 minus theta. Sorry for the inconvenience. So this is 90 minus theta. So obviously see this line and this line. This is horizontal line and this is vertical line. Obviously this angle is theta again. 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta. Obviously this is theta again. So in that way we can able to resolve the angles. Okay, I can able to resolve the angles. I hope you are clear with this angle. So see this. So this is 90 degrees. Okay, we have understood the sigma cos theta and sigma 90 theta. Sigma x sin theta. Similarly, see this vertical line and a line which is in the direction of sigma n, which is in the direction of sigma n, should make an angle theta. So this angle and this angle are again like similar triangle. We are considering this as theta. Now this is sigma y. When I am resolving sigma y along this line, this is sigma y sin cos theta. When I am resolving along this is sigma y sin theta. I am going to repeat it once again so that you can able to clearly analyze. So what is this thing is, you have to identify the stresses which are acting in the direction of sigma n and tau. tau. For this, we have a sigma n is nothing but a sigma the direct stress which is acting perpendicular to oblique plane, whereas tau is nothing but a shear stress acting along the AC line. So for that, what we are trying to do, we have to resolve the stresses sigma x and sigma y along this sigma n direction and tau direction. For doing that, first of all, we have to resolve this. How we are trying to resolve this? First, we will try to identify the thetas. So how we are identifying the theta? We know that the sigma x is acting horizontally in x direction, So this x direction is clear to you. Now this line which is parallel to sigma x, because the force is acting along the stress, parallel to the stress. So I am drawing a line which is parallel to the tau direction, Now this horizontal line and this line is making an angle theta, because these two forms a similar type of triangles. Obviously this is next to theta. Obviously this is sigma x cos theta. Similarly, so here we can draw a perpendicular line to this line, that is nothing but which is in the direction of sigma n, which is parallel to sigma n. You can take parallel to sigma n because tau and sigma n also perpendicular to one another. You can take here, both are perpendicular to one another. Here also these two are perpendicular. Okay, so perpendicular to sigma n. So obviously we know that sigma n is, this means this will be nothing but sigma n cos theta. How we are going to take, if these two are perpendicular, this will become my hypotenuse. Okay, this will become my adjacent side, this will become my opposite side. That is the reason we take a sigma x sin theta, that is nothing but this sigma x sin theta. Clear? I hope you are clear. So after that, how we have resolved this theta is nothing but we have already understood that from the similar triangle property, we have identified this angle as theta. Now what I am doing is I am drawing a perpendicular line to this horizontal line. So once I am drawn this will be obviously become 90 minus theta. This will become 90 minus theta. Okay. Then after doing this, again here sigma y is perpendicular. So I am drawing a line perpendicular to the horizontal. So this is my horizontal, this is my perpendicular. Obviously these two are in 90 degrees. So this is 90 minus theta, means obviously this angle will be theta. So I hope I am very much clear with this. After doing this, so this is sigma x, this is sigma y. So I have done both the sigma x and sigma y resolution. Once we are done, we can able to take sigma x cos theta, sigma x sin theta. Next sigma x y is here. So this is adjacent side. So see, this is sigma y cos theta. This is opposite to this. That is nothing but 90 degrees to it. So it is sigma y sin theta. The second thing is you have to remember the direction. So how to take the directions? Let us again go back to the triangle. Then we can able to analyze the directions of it. Okay, because direction also plays a matter. If you are taking the direction in opposite direction, you have to take it as negative. So see this, sigma x is traveling from this point to this point. So the direction is this. So obviously your sigma x is going this way, sigma x cos theta is going this way. Okay, so from starting point, this is your point A. So your final point is this. So however you travel, you should come back to this point. So I am traveling in this way. After that, your 90 degrees you should travel to this point. So the direction here will be this and this. So that's why sigma x I have taken above direction, sigma x sin theta I have taken this direction. I am very much clear with this. So this is my start point, this is my end point. I am starting through this path. I reach this. After reaching here, I will travel through this path because I have to reach the final position is this. Only thing is that I have to travel by two perpendicular lines here. So one is sigma x cos theta, another is sigma x sin theta. So I have clearly mentioned this. Now take for sigma y. Your sigma y is traveling from up to down. Okay, your sigma y is traveling from top to bottom, up to down. So then you are having a direction here which is traveling from here to here, because if you travel this way, again you have to come back this way. So this is your position. This is your direction. So this is your sigma y cos theta direction. This is sigma y sin theta direction. Sigma y sin theta direction, sigma y cos theta direction. Clear? Now you have to resolve the forces because stresses cannot be resolved. Stresses cannot be resolved. Forces should be resolved. What are the forces? When you know the stress, you can able to resolve the force. Force is nothing but stress into area. Stress into area. Now what is the area? What is the stress or what is the force acting along the direction of sigma n is nothing but this is sigma n force is acting, sigma n stress is acting, and this is acting on which area? AC. And what is this AC? It is having a unit thickness like this. It is having a unit thickness like this. So what we know is what is the area now? This is becoming a rectangle. AC into what is the thickness? It is nothing but considered as 1. Similarly, in the direction of sigma n, what are all in the direction of sigma n is this stress is in the sigma n direction, this stress is in sigma n direction. Clear? These two are in sigma n direction. That is equal to, this is going upward, these are coming downward. So this should be equal to this. That is the reason sigma x sin theta into, and this sigma x is acting on which plane, on which surface? It is acting on AB line. That is the reason we have taken as AB into 1. Similarly, sigma y cos theta is acting on which surface? BC surface. So I am taking it as BC into 1. Now sigma n is equal to, this AC goes down, sigma x sin theta AB by AC plus sigma y cos theta BC by AC. From the triangle, which is nothing but your triangle ABC, the very first triangle, oblique plane triangle. So oblique plane triangle, that is nothing but this triangle you can take, ABC triangle. This is your theta. Okay, so this is your A, this is your B, this is your C. From this triangle, tell me what is sin theta and what is cos theta. You can able to directly calculate. Sin theta is equal to, sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is AB by AC. Okay. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. BC by AC. We have seen here AB by AC, AB by AC. So AB by AC is nothing but sin theta. BC by AC is nothing but cos theta. So this has become sigma n is equal to sin square theta plus sigma y cos square theta. From the identities, we have cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta, whereas cos 2 theta in terms of cos theta is nothing but 1 plus 2 cos square theta. So we are substituting that sin square theta can be taken here. Here it is there. So this will come on the other side. So this will become 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. This will become 1 plus, sorry, here it should be cos 2 theta minus 1 by 2. Cos 2 theta minus 1 by 2. Okay. So from that we can able to solve this. So how we are going to solve? Sigma x by cos theta minus cos theta by 2 plus sigma y into 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So that is like sigma x plus sigma y by 2 minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into cos 2 theta. Because here sigma x minus cos 2 theta is common between these two. Here 1 by 2 is common, or you can directly take them sigma x plus sigma y by 2. So this way we are going to resolve this. Okay, in this way we are going to resolve this. Okay, clear? So I have written the identity here wrong. Please note it down. This identity is wrong. So its identity is like 2 cos square theta minus 1. 2 cos square theta minus 1. Sorry, I have written this wrong. Try to correct it. So cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. So this minus 1 goes on other side and it will become plus. I have made a small mistake here. Try to rectify that mistake. Okay. So from the identities we have identified this. Sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2, sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta. Now for similarly the forces acting along tau direction. Let us see the tau directions. Okay. So if you see the tau section, the tau is acting on the surface AC and 1, AC and thickness 1. Similarly, what are the forces in the direction of tau? So this is one force, and similarly this is second. Okay. Next is this. Now if you see these two, tau and sigma y are in same direction. This is opposite direction. Means this and this should be in opposite direction. Sigma x cos theta and sigma y sin theta should be in opposite direction. Clear? So for that reason, minus sigma y sin theta into BC plus sigma x into cos 2 theta into AB. How this is coming is these two are in same direction. When it goes on other side, it should become opposite. These two are opposite direction, hence it is positive direction. That is very much clear. You can able to resolve the forces as you have done in your engineering mechanics. You can able to identify. Similarly, tau is acting on the surface AC into 1, sigma y is acting on BC into 1, sigma x is acting on AB into 1. So again you take the what we say AC on the other side, BC by AC, AB by AC. BC by AC is cos theta, AB by AC is sin theta. We have already discussed in previous section about sigma n. So from there we are going to get that sigma x minus sigma y cos theta. How we are going to get? So see here, this is sin theta, cos theta, cos theta, sin theta. So sin theta, cos theta 2 times coming. So you can take it as minus sin theta cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta divided by 2. Here also sin 2 theta by 2. So it is repeating 2 times. You should multiply by 2 times. 2 will get cancelled. But whereas no, sorry, these are two different things now. Okay, sin 2 theta divided by 2, sin 2 theta divided by 2. What is common in these two? In this common is sin 2 theta. So take it as a common, sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2. Now tau is maximum when theta is 45 degrees. Why? Sin theta's maximum value is 90. Sin theta's maximum value is 90. Here it is 2 theta. So theta should be 45. 2 into 45 is 90 degrees. And what is the sigma x maximum value is? Sigma x, sorry, tau maximum value is sigma x minus sigma y by 2. What is the resultant on oblique plane is nothing but whatever value you have got for tau and whatever value you have got for sigma n, both are in 90 degrees. You just find the resultant, that is nothing but which you identify in engineering mechanics. Sigma r is equal to under root of horizontal square plus vertical square, that you have got. So from this you can able to calculate the resultant value. Next part is, along with the two direct stresses, we have one shear stress or one direct stress plus shear stress. So consider a rectangular stress, that is nothing but a direct stress, and a shear stress acting on a rectangular plane. One is this, another is this. Okay. So sigma x is a direct stress, tau x is a shear stress acting clockwise. So when I say obviously you should remember one thing here. When we say that shear stress is acting, we should consider it as a couple. I have not drawn here, but you should consider as a couple, because it is the shear stress will try to rotate the object, or shear stress will try to slide the object. So it is like two equal and opposite forces like this. Okay. So we have to consider always shear stress on a rectangular plane will be like this. So tau xy, this is, so both should be coming at what? 1 point. Here it should be both should be coming at 1 point. So meeting like this. You should consider always like this only. So once you are done with this, same, take the triangle, resolve the forces. So here again we are trying to resolve along sigma x and tau direction. This already we have discussed how it is coming theta. Here also we have discussed how it is coming. So here no sigma y is there. Let us take for tau sigma itself first. Sigma, take sigma x is equal to tan theta is nothing, sigma x cos theta, sigma x sin theta. Done with this, clear with this. Now see the direction of tau. Tau is traveling above. Now this tau is also having two components. This tau will also have two components. So first of all, try to resolve for this tau, which is traveling above. Okay. Now, so this, since we have already discussed this, which is a vertical line, will always make this angle as theta. This angle as theta. So since this is theta, obviously this also be theta. So this is theta means this is cos theta. This is sin theta. Clear? Now take, this is horizontal. Okay. Horizontal. So horizontal means this line, which is this line should go like this. So this will make theta angle here, obviously like this. This and this are same now. So if this is theta, what is alternate interior angle to it? Alternate interior, alternate opposite angle is this. This is theta. This is theta. So if this is theta, this is also theta. Done. So once you find this theta, you can able to identify if this is theta, then you can take it as tau x cos theta. Obviously perpendicular to it will be tau xy sin theta. I am again repeating. So this is horizontal. This is a line which is parallel to tau, which is similar to this triangle and this inclined line. So this is inclined line which is making an angle theta here. Obviously this will be sigma x cos theta. This is sigma x sin theta. Now the vertical line is making an angle theta with the normal, with the normal here. You can identify that from here. So this is theta, means obviously this is theta. Once you find this theta, adjacent side is cos theta, perpendicular to it is sin theta. Done. So only confusion we are having is here. How to identify? This is again a horizontal force. Once you know the horizontal force, draw a force which is parallel to the surface, or which is parallel to this. So once you know this will be like theta degrees. Obviously this is theta. Once it is theta, you try to extend this line downward. So this will become alternate interior angles. So once you are done with this, you can able to identify that this side is theta. So once you find this theta, this is cos theta, and perpendicular to it is sin theta. Next is a direction. How to identify the direction? Let us take the direction. So this is traveling from here to here. Okay. So the path we have to travel is, so this is our initial point. So we will travel in this way, perpendicular the above direction. Then from here we will travel in this direction. Then only you can able to reach from initial to end position. So this is my initial position, this is my end position, and the triangle is complete. So this is the reason tau x is taken above, this is taken in this direction. Clear? So next, the direction is for this now. So now see this. This is traveling from this position to this position like this. So if the path is like this, obviously we can travel this way, then we can travel to this path. Okay. For that reason, this we have taken in this direction, and this we have taken this direction. Clear? I hope you are much clear with this. This will be repeated every time. So done. So again, we have to resolve the forces along the sigma n direction and tau direction. What is sigma n into AC into 1? Similarly, sigma x, what is in the direction of sigma n is this force, okay. Next, this force and this force. Clear? So sigma x sin theta into AB into 1. Why it is AB into 1? Since it is acting on the area AB. Similarly, see the direction. So this and this are opposite direction. So minus tau xy cos theta into AB into 1. Next we come to this force. This is also, this and this are in opposite direction. This is positive, we are taking negative. Okay. Try to check simple mathematics. Algebraic sum of all the equations should be same. If you are taking algebraic sum, then this is plus, this is plus, this is plus, this is minus. But since we are sending all are on opposite side, other side, then this will become positive, this two will become negative. So tau x sin theta into BC. Once you are done with this, AC should be sent other side. You will become like sigma x sin theta into AB by AC minus tau x sin theta into BC by AC minus tau xy cos theta into AB by AC. From the triangle we have already discussed, from the triangle ABC, this is my A point, this is my B point, and this is my C point. And where is my theta? My theta is along the horizontal. Theta is here. So once this is theta is known, what is sin theta, or what is AB by AC is sin theta, BC by AC is cos theta, AB by AC is sin theta. So once you know all these values, you will get this. Sigma x is equal to sin theta into sin theta, tau x is equal to sin theta cos theta, tau xy is equal to cos theta into sin theta. Okay. So once you find this, you can able to get sin theta into sin theta square, sin theta into cos theta, sin 2 theta by 2, cos theta into sin theta is sin 2 theta by 2. All are from identities. So once you know what is sin square theta, 1 minus cos square theta divided by 2. Okay. Here it is repeating 2 times. So we can take it as 2 tau xy sin 2 theta divided by 2. 2 will get cancelled. What is the ultimate answer? Tau xy sin 2 theta. Here you will send both the sigma x to all the sides. Sigma x by 2 minus sigma x cos theta by 2 minus tau x sin theta by sin 2 theta. So with this, we have identified the normal stress acting on oblique plane. Next, forces acting in tau direction. What is the forces acting in tau direction? If you take, tau is acting along the oblique plane, that is nothing but AC into 1. But whereas sigma x is acting along the plane AB into 1, tau xy is also acting on BC, and tau xy sin theta is acting along AB. if you are getting confused, you go to the figure. See this, tau xy cos theta is acting along AB plane, tau xy sin theta is acting along, now we have to see the parallel direction, tau xy cos theta is acting along BC direction. Now we have to identify only the forces which are parallel to tau, which are parallel to tau, which are, let us round up this, 1 parallel to tau, 2 okay parallel to tau, 3 4. Okay, so this is tau xy cos theta is acting on BC plane, so that is why tau xy cos theta into BC plane, tau xy sin theta is acting along AB plane. Now for the direction, again let's go back. So see the directions, so tau is moving from top to bottom, so this is opposite means positive, same direction means negative, opposite means positive. When you are equating, same direction should be considered as negative, opposite direction should be considered as positive. So these are in opposite direction considered positive, this is in same direction considered negative. Once you are done with this, take again this AC will come on this side, again from the similar from the triangle ABC we can calculate AB by AC is sin theta, BC by AC is cos theta, AB by AC is sin theta. Done. So sin, here we are getting cos theta sin 2 theta by 2, tau x cos theta cos square theta minus sin square theta, we know cos square theta minus sin square theta is nothing but cos 2 theta. This is another identity. You can otherwise calculate from cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta, again you will get the same formula. 1 minus sin square theta means, I am writing here 1 cos square theta is nothing but from the identity 1 minus sin square theta. So sin square is repeating 2 times, so 1 minus 2 sin square theta you will get, 1 minus 2 sin square theta, 1 minus 2 sin square theta is nothing but cos 2 theta. So sigma x sin 2 theta divided by 2 minus tau xy cos 2 theta. So with this we have identified the value of tau also, okay. So to identify the principal stress, till here it is done, this is your tau value, for identifying the principal stress. What is principal stress? We have already discussed in the first lecture. Principal stress is a stress where shear stress is 0. What is shear stress? Shear stress is nothing but tau. Tau on which? Tau on oblique plane. Tau on oblique plane is 0. Then we have to consider 0 is equal to sigma x by 2 sin 2 theta minus tau xy cos 2 theta. So this will go on the other side, sigma x sin 2 theta by 2 minus is equal to tau xy cos 2 theta. So tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tau xy divided by sigma x. You can take this value and identify the sigma n. Once you substitute 2 tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tau x by sigma x, and whereas here we are having cos 2 theta. From this triangle you know that what is tan 2 theta is nothing but opposite by adjacent. What is opposite here? This is opposite, this is adjacent, this is opposite, this is adjacent. Substitute opposite 2 tan xy, 2 tau xy. What is adjacent? Sigma. So these two can be negative, then this value will become positive at one point. If both are positive, then also it will become positive. So I am taking both the cases, then whatever value is coming more, that is considered as sigma x. I don't want to explain this, you can simply identify these are not required, but I have drawn this. If you go through my notes, you can able to understand. I will share you the notes, okay. The next thing is same case, but here we are having only shear stress. Instead of having a direct stress and a shear stress, we are having only shear. So already we have discussed when shear is acting, we have to consider like this, two opposite stresses, okay. We have considered that, take the oblique plane ABC considered. So when you consider the oblique plane, you have to resolve the forces along sigma n and tau direction. Tau xy here is acting in this direction, we have already discussed. We know that this force is acting in this way, so I have to resolve the angle first like this, okay, and then this. So this is my theta, this is my theta, obviously this is my 90 minus theta, okay, this is my 90 minus theta. Clear? Sorry. So this is my 90 minus theta. So what I am trying to do is, I am trying to resolve the tau xy. This is my tau xy along the planes. This is my tau, okay. So this is my 90 minus theta. So 90 minus theta I have written here. Done. So this is theta, I will draw here, don't get confused. This is theta obviously. Why means from similar triangle we have been doing this. Don't get confused please, okay. So with this this is 90 minus theta. This tau xy is resolved along this direction, that is tau xy, because this is 90 minus theta. This is adjacent side. Cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Okay, done. Okay, then after that, the parallel to this, which is perpendicular to this line, which is in the direction of sigma n, if this is sin, obviously this is cos. So I have drawn this as cos. Clear? Much clear, I hope. Much clear, I hope. Similarly, this I am trying to resolve. Already we have done this in the previous section. What we have to do? We have to draw a line parallel to tau. Obviously this is theta. So obviously this is interior angle, alternate angles. Okay, vertically opposite angles. So we will try to find this angle as theta. So obviously this is theta, means this is cos theta, this is sin theta. Directions. So this is going up. So obviously this will go in this direction. You are going this way. So obviously you have to travel this and this. This is my direction. This is my component's direction. Component direction is this. This is my resultant here. Obviously my components will be traveling here to here, obviously. So this direction is given to sine, this direction is given to cos. Again come back to here. So what is it? We are traveling from left to right. Obviously we should travel this way, then we should travel this way. So this is the direction of this component, this is the direction of this component. So what is this vertical component is tau. So the given this direction. Clear? Hope clear. Then try to take the forces which is acting on this plane, acting on AC plane, sigma n into AC into 1, tau xy sin theta is, which are in the direction of sigma n now. So this 1, I am trying to 2 and 3. These 3 are in along the direction of sigma n, which are perpendicular to or which are parallel to one another. So tau xy cos theta into 1. So see the directions, while in this you have to consider the direction. So these two will be opposite to one another. That's why we are considering as it is. Okay, clear? Done. So sigma tau xy cos theta AB into 1 plus tau xy sin theta into AB into 1. Now this AC comes on other side. This will become AB by AC. This will become BC by AC. Okay, BC by AC. So sigma n is equal to tau xy cos theta into sin theta, tau xy sin theta into cos theta, which is nothing but tau xy sin 2 theta by 2 or tau xy sin theta by 2. So which is nothing but sigma n is equal to tau xy sin 2 theta. Similarly along the direction of tau into AC into 1 minus tau xy cos theta into BC plus. So see the directions. These two are in same direction, so opposite sign. So these two are in opposite direction, you have to consider same sign. So we are considering the same sign. Okay, clear? So then we are going to get the values of AB by AC is sin theta, BC by AC is cos theta. We are going to get sin square theta minus cos square theta. Since we have having the formula for cos square theta minus sin square theta, we are rearranging it and taking out the minus sign common. So then it will become cos 2 theta. So that is tau is equal to tau xy cos 2 theta. When we have to identify the shear stress, we have to make this as 0. So tau is equal to 0 minus tau xy cos theta is equal to 0. Cos 2 theta is equal to 0. Theta should be equal to 45 or 135. 45 or 135. So this is the last part. With that we can have the, after this you can have the problems. So this is very very important when it is subjected to 3 types of forces, 2 direct stresses along with shear stress, This is very very important problem. So with this derivation we will try to end today's section. So stresses acting on oblique plane which is subjected to direct stresses which are mutually perpendicular to one another and simple shear stress. So mutually perpendicular sigma x sigma y. So these two are my stresses. Okay, clear? So let us take this. Here I have drawn assumption wrong. So these two should be coming together and these two should be coming together, because I have drawn both in the same direction. I have got wrong. So try to remember this. Okay, once you are done this, so consider a rectangular body of uniform section area with and unit thickness subjected to these forces. So what are the forces here? We are having sigma x, sigma y, and tau x, tau y. Okay, so tau x, tau y. Once you are done with this, you take the triangle separately, ABC triangle. Now resolve the forces. Already we have done. This is theta, cos theta, sigma x, sin theta. Then tau xy is moving up. Just now we have done this. Okay, we have done this. So this is tau xy cos theta. This is tau xy sin theta. Similarly, we have done this here. Tau xy cos theta, tau xy sin theta. Similarly, we have done here sigma y. This is theta. This is sigma y cos theta. This is sigma y sin theta. Once you are done, you will try to resolve the forces. You can able to identify this. Okay, try to solve this. Try to solve this. This is your homework for today's session. Once you are done with this, we will try to start the problems. I don't want to extend because these are dry derivations. I will try to stop it for today. Thank you.